Oh, hey, and today I'm going to be talking about what winning a ring would do for the Knicks players' legacies. Okay? Once again, I'm not going to be talking about the deep cuts, the deep bench players. Okay? I'm sorry if you're here for, I don't even know who the Knicks, Landry Shamet legacy talk. I'm not here to discuss that, okay? Anyways, moving on, starting off, we got Jalen Brunson. The narrative, if Jalen Brunson wins a ring with the New York Knicks, man, he is modern day Allen Iverson, but he got the job done. That 76ers team wasn't as bad as people say it is, and they're both smaller guards putting the offense on the team's back. Like, he is Mr. Clutch. Jalen Brunson is Mr. Clutch. You know they're going to run the offense through him at the end of the game. He is that guy, okay? He's like that, okay? And if Jalen Brunson wins a ring, he is literally doing what Allen Iverson did, but finishing the job in the modern NBA, which is a harder feat in my opinion. Brunson will be pushed to top 10 player discussions. I don't believe, even if he wins a ring, that's the case. Personally, I don't think he's in that. He'll be a 10 to 15 player. He'll never be a top 5 player. I really don't ever think I don't think that is a crazy thing to say about Jalen Brunson, even if he wins a ring. Okay, do I think he's ever winning an MVP? Probably not. You know, there's just better all around players with higher ceilings than him in the league currently. Brunson winning a ring. The narrative with him and Luka, man, it's going to get really nasty. That's all I can say. Brunson winning a ring, bringing a ring to the New York Knicks, to New York, man, that would be special. But the narrative around the Luka in him, that discourse will be very nasty. Even though there is not much to be said, Luka is still 10 times the player Brunson is. I don't care. He is still 10 times the player Brunson is. Everyone is picking Luka to start a franchise over Brunson. I don't care. Mavs all-time fumble. That would be hilarious if Brunson wins a ring or the Knicks win a ring. You know, just because of the all-time Mavs fumble, having him and Luka, and now they have neither. But they got blessed with Cooper Flag. But that's a whole nother can of worms I'm not going to get into. Brunson leading this team to a ring. The Villanova Knicks, even though they don't have DiVincenzo anymore. They've just, every year they've slowly progressed better and better and better. It literally seems like yesterday that the Knicks were getting whooped by Trae Young in the playoffs. And that was a meme. Clowning on the Knicks back then, it was hilarious when they were losing like Trae Young, or like when they took baby steps in the playoffs. Now they're led by Brunson. Now they're like a legit-ass team. It's crazy to think New York is a legit-ass team, and Brunson, he's kind of having a Harden-esque career. Like, Harden is better than him. He will probably be better than him all time. Even if Brunson wins a ring, I just don't see Brunson going to put up the stats that Harden did throughout his career. Like I said, MVP, but I don't think Harden's going to win a ring, so give or take. But I still think Harden, at the end of the day, is going to have a better career and end up higher all-time than Brunson. But it's that same, you know, he went to his own team, found his own role, and he just exploded on offense and exploded onto the scene as one of the top players in the NBA, kind of like James Harden did. And if he wins a ring, man, I'm telling you, the discourse is going to be nasty all around. Where does he lie amongst the top players in the league? Where does he lie? Holy crap, I fucking can't talk right now. Where does he lie amongst, you know, just everything? He's already on his way to go down as one of the best second-round picks of all time. He wins a ring. There's still probably a couple better than him. I mean, probably Draymond. As grimy as that sounds, probably Draymond. Jokic, obviously, is the best second-round pick of all time, bar none. So, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Brunson winning a ring, man. He's only 28. Do I see them ever repeating? Probably not. Like, it's hard to see them repeating just because of the whole CBA and how, like, impossible it is to repeat nowadays. Keeping your roster the same throughout the years. But it would be cool, man. It would just be so cool. If the Pacers weren't in the playoffs, I'd be rooting for the Knicks. I don't like. It's fun to clown on the Knicks just because they're one of the biggest markets in the league. You know, they've been not a laughingstock team, but it's like the Cowboys of the NFL. The Knicks are the Cowboys of the NFL, but this time they're actually like fun to root for, even if they didn't have Cat, who I'm a fan of because he was a Timberwolf. Even if they didn't have Cat, it's just cool rooting for this Knicks team because they put all the puzzle pieces together, because of a player like Brunson is leading them, you know, a guy who gets the shot and is seizing the opportunity and in position to lead this team to a finals win. That is cool, man. And it's going to be a huge legacy boost. Brunson winning a ring, I don't know, man. Top what all time if he wins a ring with the Knicks, man. People are going to push some nasty agendas. I'm telling you, every agenda that could be pushed will be pushed if Brunson wins a ring. I don't really see an outlet to where much of the agendas fit correctly. You know, he's already at like it's kind of like, what does a ring do for him right now, legacy wise? At the end of his career, looking back, it'll probably do more, but right now it's not going to do much because he's already, it's kind of like I was saying about in the Timberwolves video, they're already at such a high level in the NBA, at like the pinnacle of the NBA. Winning a ring, it's going to boost them like enough right now, because they have such a long ways to go throughout their career. They can play for so much longer that's when we're going to talk about their legacy, you know, as compared to a player at the twilight of his career, or a player like a guy who hasn't got it done, like a Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid winning a ring right now does a lot more for his legacy than a ring for Jalen Brunson, in my opinion, if that makes sense, just because of the player, the accolades Embiid has won, the talent he is, just everything around like that type of player, to where Brunson is right now. He's just getting started, kind of taking the league by storm the last 2-3 years. Embiid's been at it for 5, 7, 8 years. So a ring means different things for different people's legacies at different points in their careers. And a player like Brunson, it will mean more at the end of his career. If we're looking at it in a vacuum right now, it's not going to mean as much, like I said, compared to a different player. Like if James Harden won a ring right now, that is a huge legacy booster just because of all he's accomplished. And to finally win a ring, Brunson could accomplish so much more, and then just adding a ring is the cherry on top, okay? So he's in that weird position where a ring doesn't really boost his legacy much right now, in my opinion. Kind of pivoting to Embiid Light, Cat winning a ring, the discourse around him would change drastically. I am rooting so hard for this motherfucker to win a ring, but god damn it, I'm rooting for the Wolves. I'm sorry. Cat winning a ring, he's going to be put in my opinion, not top 10 center all time, obviously. He's going to be, for me, in that Marc Gasol range. Who's with him in that range of centers? I don't know, honestly. But that's just where I see it. Like, I feel like Marc Gasol is a good shout-out to group Cat in with other centers. Maybe a Patrick Ewing. I could see that. Maybe Ewing's higher than Marc Gasol all time. But I could see Cat sneaking into that Patrick Ewing. I don't think Patrick Ewing's probably a top 10 center of all time. But if Cat continues this trend of his career and his career path, and he doesn't, fall off a cliff or retire early or anything, I could definitely see him being in that Patrick Ewing, that 10 or that 11 to like 20 all-time center spot if he wins a ring. Like, honestly, it's not crazy to think about. It really is not crazy to think about. Cat is 29, 5-time All-Star. Say he makes the All-Star team 4 more times. He's a 2-time All-NBA. He'll be an All-NBA player this year. That's 3. Say he makes it. He's only 29, 2 more times in his career. And he's in the Eastern Conference, guys. He is in the Eastern Conference. Say he makes the All-NBA 2 to 3 more times. A 5-time All-NBA player with a ring. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be a top 20 center of all time. Like, he really is. Marc Gasol is going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. He has a DPOY, which they robbed from LeBron, but he also has a ring. Cat wins a ring. I'm telling you, he's going to be in that group of Marc Gasol, and if he continues the output and continues his career trajectory, he's going to be a top 20 center of all time. Like, I don't care. That's just what it is, and it's grimy to some people, to most people. Not to me. I think Cat gets a lot of unnecessary hate. It's fun to hate on Cat. It's the trendy thing to hate on Cat. And if he wins a ring, man, that shit is going to mean something. We all want to see Karl-Anthony Towns win a ring. We all want to see that. Okay, this man's been through so much. His head coach passed away. His mom passed away. Family members of his passed away. So much shit has gone on in this man's life to where he is the butt end of every fucking NBA joke. We all want to see. Everyone on this channel, we all want to see Cat win a ring unless the Wolves win a ring. I'm sorry, unless they're playing the Wolves, then we root for the Wolves. Otherwise, Cat, okay? I'm telling you, he's made back-to-back conference finals. Western last year, Eastern this year. I don't like to use stupid stuff like that in debates because it really doesn't mean stuff. It's kind of like I'm just bringing it back to the whole Embiid hasn't made an Eastern Conference Finals. Embiid's been hurt, but like people like to hold that against Embiid, and people could use that to prop up Cat. You know, he's made the finals, he's made the Western Conference Finals, he's made the Eastern Conference Finals. If people really want to boost his legacy like that, as people hold it from Embiid's, I'm telling you, Cat will be a top 20. Cat will finish as a top 20 center all time. Even if he doesn't win a ring, he could potentially. I really could see a possibility of Cat finishing as a top 20 center of all time. And if he wins a ring, he is guaranteed a top 20 center of all time, which is insane to think about. And no one's really thinking about it or talking about it like that. And if he wins a ring, it's gonna the discourse around trading him for Randall, even though it's worked out in the Wolves' favor, it's just gonna flip. It'd be the best trade in New York Knicks history. Like, I don't know how you can say it's not. He'd be a New York legend. Like, he really would. Like, I'm telling you, all these things of Cat, he is the second best player in the Knicks. I don't care. He is. I don't care how good Mikal Bridges is playing. OG Anunoby, he's playing really well. Cat is the second best player on the Knicks. And if he leads them to a ring, or Brunson leads them to a ring, and he being the second best player on the Knicks, that means something. That shit really does mean something, man. Okay? It's not like Brunson is on a shit team. I'm trying to think, like, I don't even want to say the Pacers, because they have a good team around him. Say the Kings, or the Bulls are a bad shot because they're one of the worst teams in the league. But Brunson's not by himself, okay? He has a squad. He's just the squad. He is the top guy of the squad, okay? And Cat being the second guy of the squad, that shit means something, okay? And if he wins a ring, he's going to prove every single doubter wrong. I'm telling you, just wait for it. If Cat wins a ring, top 20 center of all time, you heard it here first. Book that shit. Moving on. Mikal Bridges. He finally gets over the hump. He finally wins a ring. He couldn't do it with the Suns. He does it with the Knicks. The Nova Knicks, okay, minus DiVincenzo. Adding him, adding Anunoby, because they're similar. They play a very similar role on offense and defense. They're the glue guys. Every team needs them. Every team would love them. Every team would succeed having them. There's a reason they overpaid to get Bridges, and they offered him a massive contract, just like they offered Anunoby a massive fucking contract, which at the time did not seem worth it. But they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're 8 wins away from a title. These guys are doing their jobs. Bridges closing out on the defensive end the last couple games to seal the victory over the Celtics. Man, that shit was special. I will say, I was watching that. That shit was special, okay? Bridges is not performing to the level that he could be. In all honesty, he really isn't. A lot of people were saying when he was on his own team, Bridges could be I don't think they were calling him the next Kawhi per se, but he was the step down from a Kawhi per se, okay? And the amount they fucking traded to get him is crazy. But, if the Knicks win a ring, it all makes it worth it. I don't care how many first-round picks a team trades a player or trades for a player. I don't care how many prospects a team trades for a player or picks in general. A team trades for a player. If they are a key component on a championship team and they win a championship, it is all worth it. It, honest to God, is all worth it because you never know the next opportunity your team will have to be in the championship game, to be in a position to win a championship game. So the Knicks put all their pieces into Mikal Bridges and Anunoby. They really did. The Knicks put all their chips in on these two guys, not Cat, not Brunson. They put all their chips on Bridges and Anunoby, and it's paying off. Bridges, he wins a ring. He is going to be one of the best glue guys of all time, one of the best 3-and-D players of all time. He's like an advanced Scottie Pippen, advanced Taurean Prince. Tayshaun. I said Taurean a bunch in my last video with the Wolves. I meant Taurean. Oh my God, Tayshaun Prince, guys. Tayshaun fucking Prince. I might have to edit all this shit out. Shout out to that one guy who commented, corrected me. Tayshaun Prince, okay? He'll be in that group of all-time glue guys. I really think he would be, like, calling Scottie Pippen an all-time glue guy is pretty disrespectful. But, I mean, hey, anyways, okay? Once again, kind of moving on to the Bridges. They put all their chips, Anunoby, they put all their chips in, on more so on Bridges than Anunoby. You kind of knew what you were getting with Anunoby, to where Bridges was like, he could be a 20-plus point scorer on a nightly basis and give you all defensive team defense. You knew what Anunoby was. You knew what you were getting. You knew what you're getting. You knew where your money was going. You're getting an All-NBA defensive player. You're getting a guy who's going to score 15 to 18 points a night. You know, he's like the NFL. You want 3 yards, he'll get you 3 yards. You want 5 yards, he'll get you 3 yards. Okay? He's that kind of player when it comes to offense. He's been better in the playoffs, I will say. Like I said, him and Anunoby, the glue guys, they're the cogs that make the team work. They really are. I don't care how well or poor Cat will do. I don't care how well Brunson's putting the team on his back in the clutch. The reason they're in any clutch games, the reason they're in these games in the first place, it all starts with defense. Bridges and Anunoby leading the way on defense. Okay. The big two of the Knicks and then the big three. I think the big three obviously matter more than the big two, which, once again, I'm going to roll back into it. Josh Hart. Josh Hart is going to go down as one of the best role players of all time. Best guy to best hustle guy. One of the most underappreciated role players of all time if he wins a ring. Okay, this dude averaged like 9 rebounds a fucking game as a 6'4 shooting guard. Who the fuck does that in the modern NBA? Who does that? Okay? Luka is 6'8", 250. LeBron, 6'8", 250. Like, you get these big guys averaging 9-8 rebounds a game. Josh Hart is 6'4". You watch him play, dude, he is scrapping. And that's what I love, okay? Josh Hart is scrapping for every single fucking offensive rebound, and this shit means something to him, okay? That is what every single team needs, a player like him who will dive for the loose balls, okay? Will chase every single rebound. A team needs that, and he is doing that, and he is, I keep saying, he's the reason. He's the big reason. The Knicks, once again, they all gel so perfectly to where every single role that a player does on the Knicks, they're doing it at such a high level, and that's why they're so good and so successful. It's working. Josh Hart, the little things this man is fucking doing is huge. It's huge. Huge. Okay? Like, every team wants a Josh Hart. You cannot practice, or you cannot, what am I thinking? Josh Hart, all it is hustle. Like, he is just the ultimate hustle player. And if he wins a ring, he might be the ultimate hustle player. Hart over size, okay? For how small, and I'm not saying like he's a small, like Brunson is 6 foot or an AI, Isaiah Thomas. He's 6'4", 215, and he's got a well-filled out frame. But he's just out hustling these guys for these offensive rebounds. I'm telling you, to average 9 rebounds. And it's not like when people wanted to say how Westbrook was getting rebounds back in his triple-double days or how guards are getting rebounds nowadays. You watch Josh Hart play. This man is chasing. He's boxing out. He's doing everything correctly to get a goddamn rebound and save possessions. The Knicks win a ring. You're looking at Bridges, Anunoby, Josh Hart. They are the ultimate glue guys. You're putting together a Mount Rushmore or a top 10 of championship glue guys that you want on your team that would help any championship roster or build a championship team to where you need these glue guys. All 3 of them would be on that list. If they help the Knicks if they lead the Knicks or help the Knicks to a championship, you're looking at that. It really would, obviously a ring would positively affect everyone's legacy. But I really don't know. I really could see Josh Hart winning a ring, getting a fucking bag from someone, and people are going to look back at this Knicks team if they win a ring and be like, damn, they're good all the way throughout. That starting 5 is one of the better, more low-key starting 5s of all time, just because of how well they work together and how much heart they had, no pun intended. And really, it really does mean something to be a top 10 glue guy of all time. It really does. It's grimy. No one's talking about it. Everyone would be talking about Brunson if the Knicks win a ring. Everyone would be giving Brunson praise, okay? Brunson would more than likely win Finals MVP. Obviously, he'd be the favorite from the Knicks. But if there was a true Finals MVP, it honestly would be Josh Hart if he performed, and he didn't fall off a cliff. It low-key might be Josh Hart. Honest to God, it might be Josh Hart just because of all the little shit he does. Obviously, he would never win it. It's like in the NFL, a defensive player winning Super Bowl MVP. It's like Malcolm Smith in Seattle and when he won it. He had a pick six, a fumble recovery, a sack. All the little things that added up. Obviously, a pick six is huge. Okay, that's equivalent to a buzzer beater. Do I think Josh Hart's getting a buzzer beater in the finals? Probably not. But it's all the little things to where the little things add up to win the Super Bowl. And that's where the NBA kind of falls flat. Because, yes, your star leads you there, but the glue guys, the role guys, they need their praise. And Josh Hart, and Anunoby, and Bridges all need their praise. And if they win a ring, God damn it, I'll be the one to give them their goddamn praise, okay? Because players like this need it, and it really does mean something to be put on a top blank list of all time in a positive way. It really does. Like I said, it's not sexy talking about the best glue guys of all time. But to us basketball sickos, to us sports fanatic sickos, we're going to look back at this roster if they win a championship, and we're going to be like, God damn it, Josh Hart was a cog in the key, in the machine that helped win the Knicks a championship, and he did it so well. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, you will not be forgotten if this Knicks team wins a ring, okay? They are the heart, they are the, I wouldn't say soul, because Josh Hart is Jalen Brunson is the heart and soul of the Knicks. But these 3, they really are so important to the Knicks, and it would affect their legacy so much. It really would. I'm telling you how much, because Josh Hart is not going to be a Hall of Famer, okay? But his legacy-defining moment, if he wins a ring, would be helping Jalen Brunson win a ring, would be helping Cat win a ring. Maybe I said that wrong. That's not a diss at Hart, okay? Or the other 2, Cat or Brunson. But it's just looking back like, damn, this goddamn team had hell of a, group. They had hella role players that did their job, and they did their job so well, okay? The role player legacy means something. It means something to me, okay? We all love legacy-defining role players, all right? Every star needs one. Every single fucking star needs one. Every championship team needs one. And this Knicks team has a couple that could really stand out, all right? Enough of the role player talk. I could go on for days about this. Moving on, we got the last one. Tom Thibodeau. Your time has come. You're finally an NBA champion again as your own head coach. No one fucking thought you would do it. Literally no one. I'm sorry. Knicks fans were calling for your head last year, 2 years ago. No one thought you could fucking come back out of retirement, win a ring, especially given the fallout with Minnesota. You got close in Chicago, but realistically, you were never winning in Chicago. I don't care. You just weren't getting past LeBron. I just drew a blank right there. Anyways, Tom Thibodeau winning a ring, as grimy as it is, okay, as dirty as he fucking did Minnesota, it would be cool, okay, as grimy as it is, because Thibodeau seems like such an unlikable guy, but goddamn it, he has some swagger, he has some aura. Tom Thibodeau has aura, guys. It doesn't make sense how this motherfucker has aura. He walks around like he's a mob boss, but he has aura. He literally walks around like he is the Penguin from fucking Batman. He looks like that shit, but there's aura. Somehow there's aura. And Tom Thibodeau winning a ring would, goddamn it, it would be cool, okay? As an anti-Thibodeau guy, as a Thibodeau hater, that shit would be cool, okay? Seeing someone finally get over the hump, it's cool. I can root for it. It's low-key an underdog story because of how much he kept falling flat, how the Jimmy Butler experiment in Minnesota fell flat, to finally get the Knicks back into playoff contention, to championship contention. That really does mean something because the Knicks were like I said, they weren't the laughingstock, but they were just the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA, which you're not the laughingstock, but you are because of how hyped everyone talks about you and how much the media pushes you and etc. To get over the hump of the Chicago teams, all those failed Chicago teams that did not make the finals, okay? The Jimmy Butler Bulls, the Derrick Rose Bulls, all of that. Luol Deng, goddammit, Joakim Noah. Like, this man has had a legacy, like, run. He really has. And for him to finally get over the hump, he's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't know how well coaches get in the Hall of Fame, period. I don't know if he doesn't win a ring, if he's still like a Hall of Fame coach. Maybe just because it's the NBA, and I really don't, he's been around forever. And he did win a ring in Boston as a coordinator or an assistant coach. So I don't know how much that really does something for his legacy getting into the Hall of Fame. But obviously, if he brings New York a championship, and obviously if he wins a ring for New York, he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach. And I don't know where he would rank all time as a coach. Honestly, it might be top 20. I might be like cutting him short. It might be top 15, 10. I don't think it'd be top 10, honestly. 15 to 20 seems pretty likely if he wins a championship. Honestly, I'm sure there's a conversation to be had. I can't go and rattle you off 15 NBA head coaches, like all-time NBA head coaches, okay? I don't got coach knowledge like that. I'm sorry. I'm not like that, okay? But if Tom Thibodeau wins a ring for New York, I'm sure as how people are going to be pushing it as a top 10 head coach of all time just because the fact that he got the Knicks on top, he got them over the hump, and they finally won a ring, okay? And he's doing it after retiring, coming back, taking some time off after the failed experiment in Minnesota. He's doing it after a rocky couple years in New York. Like, it started off really well, and then in the middle of his tenure, it got really rocky. People really thought he was going to get fired in the offseason at one point. Like, it was like damn close. And now he's got them in the Eastern Conference Finals, 4 games away from being in the finals, okay? Like I said, 8 games away from being world champions. The New York fucking Knicks. No one thought this shit, okay? No one really thought this shit with Tibbs. Honestly, I don't believe people sat here and thought Tibbs is going to lead this team to a finals appearance or victory. He could be the guy that propels them and gets them on the map, and some guy comes in and finishes the job, kind of like how Steve Kerr did in Golden State. Okay, I thought maybe that was a possibility, but Tibbs actually being the guy, it really is cool, and it really does mean something as the NBA fan of me because it was so fun to hate on Tibbs, and it really is. It like deep down, still fuck Tibbs, just because like he fucked us over in Minnesota, and just because he's got that stink aura, but he's got that badass mobster aura. It's a really weird place for Tibbs. So, as a fan, I can really sit here and appreciate if he wins a ring, especially if he wins a ring in New York, because of the roster. It's not like they have a douchey roster. It's not like they have a roster where, you can't really hate on this Knicks roster. You really can't. They are all fairly likable, and even if you don't like Tibbs, you can respect it because he finally got over the hump, okay? At least that's what I think. Hopefully other people agree with that and agree with everything I'm saying, and it's making sense because the Knicks winning a ring, as grimy as it is, it would be good for the league. It would be good for the NBA. Brunson winning a ring would be great for his legacy. He'll finish as a top blank player of all time. He really would. Cat, he's going to finish as a top 20 center of all time if he wins a ring. He might do it without winning a ring. But winning a ring boosts him that much, and he is solidified as a top 20 center of all time winning a ring. Bridges, Anunoby, Josh Hart, they're all New York legends. You can all fucking build them a statue if you want. All retire their number because they played a huge part in the Knicks winning a championship if they do this season. Okay? So that's just my thoughts and my opinion and my takes on what would happen to each player or the players that matter more or less. What I think their legacy or their careers or the narratives would be on them if they want to ring this year. If you watched it all, if you listened to all my yap, thank you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Later.